Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me here in Bianco Zoo. I am recording this episode straight after the last one. I wasn't sure if I had time to do another one, but I have. So in the last episode we did our sign for the Komodo dragons, we did our little play area here, and we started work over here on our new safari area. Designing a building here, sort of an observation dome. So that's what I'm going to continue with now. I think it's looking pretty good so far. It's an interesting looking building. So what I need to do next is fill these little gaps in. So I'm going to do that by using, I think, a light coloured bit of wood if I can. Something like that. Something that's really a nicely different brown. I might kind of set it back as well like that to kind of try and blend in the sort of, you know, give it a bit more texture. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Okay, I need the angle snap off. What am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Ah, yes, of course, that is completely wrong, because I need to correct that. Doing little gaps like this is always the hard part of any building construction like this, because it inevitably just doesn't quite line up, does it? Okay, that's good. Now let's see if I combine them. Okay, that hasn't worked because, oh, hang on, I need angle snap on for a start. Let's try that again. No, it's just weird. I don't know why it's done it like that. Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Right, what? Why has it gone all funky like that? I'm not sure why it's not letting me move that in a straight line. That's most peculiar. Okay, so well, this is where I want it. Let's see. I just don't know that it's actually going to line up properly. Right, let's just compare them. Oops. Whoa, even the camera angle is going weird now. Absolutely bizarre. Okay, so it's like that. See, the problem is I don't actually think it's quite straight. Okay, do you know what? Let's just do that and let's see if this works. I will not be surprised if this does not work. But you know what? It might. Wow. I'm not going to lie, I did not think that was quite going to work. But it did. Well, that's nice. It's nice when things work and you don't think they're going to, doesn't it? Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so that's our little gap issue sorted out. I'll tell you what I'll do now, I think, is just combine both of those two things. Whoops, hang on. Let's just do it like that. Two things, yeah, let's combine them. So they're now one item. And I think what I need to do, I just need to adjust this a tiny bit because I need it so that the outside is all covered up, and then, oh yeah, that's not quite going to work, is it? Okay, let's see. I might not be able to do it. I might have to put an extra ring around just to kind of cover up all these bits of pathway. Yes, it's not quite there, is it, unfortunately? Which is a shame, but that's fine. I can add an extra little layer around the outside here, which could actually end up looking really cool. So I could put like a little stone layer like this maybe that kind of suggests that it's there to stop the animals coming up to the window, maybe. Let's have a look. Is that... Just trying to look how that's going to line up. I think I'm going to have to kind of double that up, I think. Okay, let's try this. It's another one of these annoying pieces which is pivoted at an end rather than in the middle. So when you do this, inevitably it ends up not at the right, not pivoting at the right angle, if that's the right word. But, yeah, it's fine, we'll get there. Actually, look, we've got some concrete showing through there as well, some pathway. That's not good, is it? How has that happened? Okay, right. None of this is going well so far. This episode has failed miserably, quite frankly. I guess what I need to do, I need to highlight the two. No, not that one. I need to highlight. Oh, come on! Don't be annoying. Right, let's get these two highlighted, and I just need to raise or drop them so that the graphics aren't corrupting. There we go. Let's see what, actually let's just raise them like that so that it's covering up that inside bit as well, a bit of wood. Okay, let's just try this and see what it ends up looking like. Okay, so it's not quite high enough and it doesn't go wide enough. Yeah, so both ways it needs to be a little bit wider. Okay, and then I guess it's always tricky when you're doing these individually like this, whether you end up making one side slightly different to the other. Okay, let's try that, and then the whole thing just raised up a little bit more. Okay, let's do it and see how it ends up. Okay, what do we think? Do you know what? I quite like it. It does what it needs to do, and it does kind of look like it's there for a reason. It looks supportive, but also does look like it stops the animals from coming up onto the window a bit. So there we go, that's good. Obviously I still haven't got the inside bit quite right. Actually, thinking about the whole thing probably needs turning. I think. Oh, see, it has misaligned itself a little bit there, hasn't it? I'm guessing around here somewhere there's going to be an equal bit like that. Yeah. And that is always the problem when you try and do these clever little ring things. You end up just making little adjustments like that just to try and kind of blend them together a bit better. It's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty close. A lot of this might get hidden anyway because I need to sort of cover stuff up. So I'll do sort of big rock piles down the side here to cover up the pathway. But actually what I'm just thinking is if I get these two things put together, then actually the entire thing just needs to turn a bit like that, because I need this to be symmetrical here so that when I start deleting some of these bits, it lines up with the pathway. Okay, I think that's good. Cool. Okay, so I was going to do a roof copied from this, which I think, yeah, I think I can get away with that, can't I? Oh, let's get the angle snap on. I think that's, yes, that's good. And then I can add on an extra proper top area. Let's see, how does this fit together? That does look pretty nice, doesn't it? It works on the inside there as well. Oh, how has that happened? I've ended up with the white beam gone there, but not on that side. All the way around. That's really annoying. How on earth did I do that and not notice? Okay, that's tricky to get rid of. But anyway, that's my roof, which I really like. Although, hang on, I can't believe I've done that. So that involves me moving all of those beams in like that. Right, what's the best way of doing this? I think I need to highlight them all, don't I? I turn the angle snap off. I think this should work. If I highlight them all, I can then rotate them all at the same time. I think. You guys are always saying that you like to see my process. I don't think a lot of YouTubers do this sort of video where you see the process in real time. I really appreciate that you guys like that, but it obviously does mean that you get to see all the mistakes as well. There we go. Right. Oh no, that's so wrong. Let's, because they've got to cover the white, but they've also got to stay in touch with the other bit of brown. Okay, how's that? Ooh, I think that is okay. No, look, it's just it's just that tiny. Okay. Yeah. Right. This is really annoying. This is the sort of thing that happens when you're doing these buildings, particularly round buildings. It is so hard to get everything right. I mean, that was entirely my fault because I hadn't checked it before I completed it all. Oh dear, some of this is not looking too promising, is it? Because some of these gaps are quite big here. Never mind, we'll try this and we'll see what happens. I mean, it's inevitable that this kind of thing happens. Well, it is when I do the building anyway. I am not a master builder in this game. You may have noticed that. I have good ideas, but trying to actually make them work doesn't always come off. Right, let's just try this. Okay, how does that look? Have we covered the gaps? You know what? I think I'm okay. Let's click that into place. Good, right. Phew, that was stressful, but I think we're there. Right, and then I can highlight that lot. Actually, let me just try that again. There we go. Get the angle snap on again. Lift it up. Flip it over. And combine it like that. Right, what do we think? So if we're in here, yeah, I mean that is beautiful. It's bizarre, but I like it. Now, what do I want to do around the top? Do I need it to be a sealed roof? I don't think I do, really, actually. I think it looks absolutely fine as an open top. It needs something. I'm not sure what, but it needs something. It needs, obviously it needs something at the top to cover this up. But is that a wooden top? I think it probably would be something wooden. Is it a beam of some sort? Is it more brown? Do I want to use the same? You know, I probably do want these same beams, I think, to keep that consistency of colour. We've got some of that stuff showing through there. I think, yeah, you don't see it at the bottom because of the way it's designed, but you do see it now. It's at the top here, but that's, oh, what on earth? Why is that doing that? Okay, it's fine. Let's see about this. Let's sink a piece in here, like so. Right. Okay, so that's a bit low, and it's right. So that's a nice chunky top. Let's have a look at that. What does that look like? I feel like it needs to be out. I think it needs to be the top layer on both sides, like so. Now the issue when I copy this round, it needs, again, it needs to, let's combine them. They need to be out like that so that they overlap properly. When you rotate them, you know, so that the next pair are kind of in line with it. Okay, so a slight adjustment for the graphical bug. Very annoying, and it's not flicked it on the central axis again. It's done it like that, which is frustrating, but there's not a lot you can do about that. Right, let's try and get it into place. Okay, let's try this. So this is just the basic top, just so that it's covered and looks solid. And then I will see if I can do something else on top. Or if it needs it. It might not actually. You know what? That actually looks pretty good as it is. I was thinking of doing something else, but I might not. I'm not sure about these bits. I might see about covering that up in some way. I'm not sure how, but I feel like it just looks a little bit odd having that like that, doesn't it? But I feel like, yeah, don't know. What does it need? What does it need? It needs like a block, doesn't it? Like a, you know, a square or something in there. you don't really have squares in the game other than stone ones like that, which wouldn't work. You know, you get the odd bit like that, and that's a bit strange. Let's just have a browse. Let's have a look in props, shall we? Because there's all sorts of things in here that we could potentially use to make it look a bit better. So I quite like this sort of stuff, or see if I can be creative with something else. Don't know, tires? No. Big old drum. I don't know, let's have a look. You know, if you get it in, get it in just the right place like this to cover it up. Let's see if I can get it at the right angle here as well. Okay, it's poking through a little bit there actually, but I don't mind that. That just looks like a bit of patterning. I think that looks okay actually. I'm going to split it off, and yeah, annoyingly that's not going to quite let me copy it in the right way, is it? But never mind. Inevitably that's not going to let me, it's not going to let me go straight. Okay, that's fine. Let's just try and maneuver it into position over here. That's the right one, isn't it? Yes, good. Let's try and get it in. Try and match it up with the other side. You're going to look at how much it sticks out and try and get it matching. You know, that's looking pretty close actually. Let's have a look at the inside. Yeah, the inside looks similar too. So okay, let's try that. Oh, hang on, did I not? I thought they would. I thought I was copying within the thing, but I didn't. I copied them separately. Okay, there we go. Right. So this should be 4 items. Let's try this. It is good fun doing this. I do enjoy the process. It's nice when it works. It's a nightmare when it goes wrong. See, that worked. And I think that looks pretty good. Just adds a little bit of shape to it, doesn't it? How did I manage to miss one out there? I have no idea how I did that. But that's fine. I can copy that into place. Excellent. Well, there we go. We have our observation dome. And you know what? I don't think I am going to do anything else to the roof. I'm just going to have it like that. I think that just looks really nice. So how much of this do I need to delete? Probably. Actually, before I do that, let's just combine everything that's here. Which I think is, okay, there's 3. Let's combine them all into one, so it's just a bit easier to do stuff. Right. So we need a doorway. So I need to get rid of, see, that's a doorway. I've got bits of stone there as well. But I feel like people are just going to walk through here, aren't they? So I probably do need to get rid of more. But is that going to look too wide if I get rid of these bits here? Tell you what, I could just get rid of the glass there and actually leave the beams to make it look a bit sort of like a stronger structure. I think that looks quite good actually. If you get rid of that and you just leave these two beams here, I think that does look like a really nice looking entrance. So you've got a nice open bit here, but you can also just slip in these side ones as well. I know people will walk through the beams, but you know, that's just life. You can't really do much about that. Wow, I'm well happy with that. I think that is looking pretty cool. Let's just zoom out and check it. I like that. So it's going to be a big area, this, because we've got all of this here, and it will come out around here as well. So yeah, this is a big habitat, but then it's going to have quite a lot of animals in it, I think. So it kind of needs to be a safari, so it needs to be big. But as a building, as an entrance, that is really good. I'm very happy with how that looks. I guess I need let's actually let's not do that, but let's look at the pathing and see if I can connect these paths, get a bit more right along the front here. So if I can connect that in there and that in there, look at that, perfect. So we've got an area here that isn't being used, but I mean, even here I may be able to, yeah, there we go. So I can do that, and so people are walking all over the place, it's fine. And then I can do this. Oh, you are kidding me. I do hate it when it does that. You know my thoughts on leveling, don't you? See, and that bit there is quite annoying as well. Sorry, my little girl's going night night, so she just popped her head in the door to say good night. Isn't that nice? Not that she's actually saying anything yet. She's only 7 months old, but mummy says it for her. We're trying to put her down to bed a bit earlier these days. Doesn't always work, but we like to try. Okay, so I'm going to have to. What I'll do, I'm going to get all this in place like that, because it's the pathways that are the problem, not the flooring that I've built. So yes, I'm going to have to just delete this pathway. That's fine. I can rebuild all that, and then let's see if I can level this off. So I want flatten to surface. Let's see if this works. Yes, go on, get rid of that. Hang on, I might have to get rid of a bit more path over there. That's fine. Might be tricky because this is a big, it's a big bit of path. That, let's see if it works. There we go, good. Right, now let's try and get some of this pathing back in again. Okay, this is awkward, isn't it? Hang on, let's get rid of that completely. Let's get a pathway here where I wanted it to be and try and blend it in. Okay, that's fine. If people can't walk on that little bit there, I can live with that. That's the main part, and then over here, okay, that's messed up. Where can I build pathway here? Let's have a look. Okay, I can do that, and I can do that. That's fine. And then I was going to try and get a bit in here, wasn't I? Like that. Boom. We have lift off, people. And then let's just get rid of any long grass that's showing through here. So we've got a nice straight edge now here where we can have our barrier for the habitat. which is great. I've got a bit of work I need to do here to smarten up this slope, but that's fine. I can work with that. And yeah, and then I need to work out sort of the back of the habitat as well, whether, because I've got obviously this pathway here, which actually is a 10, so let's keep that at 10. So yeah, so this wants to go at an angle and kind of loop around like this. So you've got a really good big habitat that loops with a pathway all the way around it like that. Let's go with that for now. So somewhere, let's just come out and have a look. Yeah, so that's looking good for a habitat. I don't know if I'm going to put a shelter in for the animals or not. I'm not going for 100% realism in this zoo, so I don't necessarily need to have a shelter for the animals. I could do like, rather than a building shelter, I could have just a shelter, you know, like a something for them to get underneath potentially. Or I could do more buildings. I could do something over here maybe where the pathway goes through it and incorporate a shelter in here somewhere. That might be an idea. So I might do that. I might do some sort of indoors area here and have a building that goes over the top of the pathway and then continues out into other habitats. Yeah, that might look nice actually. Yeah, and then have like a shelter, not an indoors one necessarily, but a shelter here where the animals can come in underneath. Although I'm not sure about the giraffe, but we'll see. Okay, that's a good start. I feel like we're making a bit of progress with this. So brilliant. Let's leave it there. So lots still to do on this habitat, but we're doing well. I like it. I like my little observation dome. I think this is looking pretty funky. So what do you think? Do you like my observation dome? Not that it's really a dome, but you know what I mean. And have you got any thoughts or ideas for this habitat? Please let me know. If you've got anything you want to say about me, my comments, you know, my play style, my building style, my zoo, anything at all, please do leave comments. And if you've enjoyed the episode and you want to support the channel, please hit the like button as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, all that sort of stuff. Let's just get rid of that. Brilliant. Let's leave it there. So thank you so much for joining me and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate that you spend a bit of your spare time with me. Hopefully I will see you again very soon in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourselves and I will see you soon.